This is Romo Dunze, and you're listening to the Ballsville Podcast.
Thanks so much, man. Appreciate it.
And now, your host of the Ballsville Podcast, Scott Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
You know what I was thinking about next time? We should do the intro. We should all look at each other like Brady Bunch style.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Good look,
we're going to plan that. Absolutely. You're 100, yes. 100%. Yes.
Welcome in, Ballsville gamers, to another episode of the Ballsville Podcast. I'm your host, Scott Fitzgerald, a.k.a. Luke for Sale on Sleeper. And our games are brought to you by, like I said, the BallsvilleGame.com. Our game combine fantasy football and poker, which create big payouts with great odds. Okay, before I get into to the panel, I just want to go over our website, the BallsvilleGame.com, where you can go for all your fantasy needs. Our tools section. We also put on there all our games with all the records and standings, so definitely go and check that out. We spent a lot of time doing a lot of work on that. So before we get into it, I'll introduce you to the panel. My co-host, he's Bill's Mafia. He is Sklem. What is up with his bowling shirt on?
This is Average Joe. This is my dodgeball shirt, buddy. All right, we're going out. We're going to take the championship.
It looks like a bowling shirt. We will go then to our producer. She is Sarah M21 out in Cali. What is up? She is the Charger fan. What is up, Sarah?
Doing great. Happy Friday, you guys.
Happy Friday. And from the man from the last frontier, way up in Alaska, we call him Zubakis, big old Lions fan. What is up, Zoobs?
Nothing much. Beautiful Friday here in the last frontier.
There you go. All right. Halloween is over. It's the 1st of November, and what I usually say is after Halloween, it's go time. I mean, we're getting into the meat and potatoes this season now. We're all rushing for the playoffs. So, injuries don't help much. You really got to get those rosters together and to get some good pickups, make some trades. We had a lot of trade talk, a lot of trade activity this week in Ballsville. So we're going to be going over that. We'll go into some mid and low stakes review. We'll do our Friday report. Sean will get into a little bit of Ballsville. We're going to be opening up some player cards today. So we're going to see if we can capture any for the Ballsville, see if we can capture any rookies in there that are pretty good. So we'll get into last night's New York Jetropolitan Super Bowl, because that's basically what it was yesterday. It was the Super Bowl for the Jets. They, for one night, Jets fans were so happy, and they're jumping around and high-fiving and, going crazy, beating up on a team that comes in all wounded and injured, and Aaron Rodgers, throwing 68% completion percentage.
Hey, but those Texans beat the Bills, so that means the Jets beat the Bills, right?
Well, I'll get into this game. I'll go to this game to you first, Sean. But yeah, it was basically it was the Super Bowl last night. So Sean, what do you think about that game last night? I mean, I'll go right to you. I mean, are you guys kind of frightened now that the Jets are back on track?
I'm frightened. That's great. Was that a Halloween reference, man? Ain't nothing scary about no Jets, man. You kidding me? They're not even close. They're not even close, man. They're in that Jim Mora playoffs. They're not even there, man. Like I think they're a decent team again, but they're never going to be a good team the way that they're set up for this season. So yeah, they got to win, but what does that really matter? They're still like 4 games behind the Bills. It's really going to take a lot for them to even have a chance to be considered contenders.
Right. Yeah. So, well, Sarah, I'll go to you now. So last week, this is so irritating. So last week we have one player that dropped the ball ahead of the end zone, and it was called not a touchdown. And we know these players love watching, ESPN and all the replays all week long. And then you get another bonehead rookie making a play and does the same exact thing. What's going on?
Yeah, it's sad. Almost the entire first half, definitely the whole first quarter, the Jets fans are just booing their team, right? Because everything they do sucks, and they're playing terribly. Everybody's sad. Everyone's upset. And then here comes Corley, making his big rookie play, his first touchdown. Everyone's going nuts. And I mean, I actually rewound it and watched it a few different times, even though there's a replay, but I just couldn't believe it. Before they started doing all of the, the replays in slow motion and everything, I was just like, how ridiculous. You were about to just get your rookie, finally people were going to start oh, right, Mackay, he's going to do something, and I mean, the poor guy, I feel bad. And, it's also kind of sad and funny at the same time. But I mean, what can you say?
Well, for as disgusting and gross as that first half was, actually the second half actually turned out pretty good if you were able to gut it through and didn't shut the TV off.
If you were a Jets fan, I wouldn't say that. Right?
If you weren't a Jets fan, you probably didn't even watch the second half. But when the second half did start, we did get some really good performances. Garrett Wilson had 2 one-handed catch touchdowns. One wasn't as good as OBJ's, but it was pretty dang close. Him and Devontae Adams both had pretty good games. Garrett Wilson had a really good game, 9 for 90 and 2 touchdowns. Adams 7 catches, 11 targets, and for 91 and a touch. So the air game did get better. I think going forward, just in my opinion, Aaron Rodgers to me, I think he's just washed. He had a nice game with 3 touchdowns, but he only threw for 6.5 yards per attempt, which is very, very dink and dunk, and that's not going to get it done if you're playing from behind. I think the best way to go forward with this team, and this is it, if I was a coach, you got Breece Hall, you have the rookie sensation that's there, coming in as a number 2. Run those 2 guys. You have a great defense, play good defense, and just tell Aaron Rodgers, you're going to have to stick your ego, put your ego out the door, and just hand the ball off and just make enough plays to make first downs, because he's not going to, like I said, they beat up a wounded team. They're not going to keep winning games playing against crappy teams all the time. They're going to have to start winning some games against good teams. So Zoobs, we'll go to the other side of the ball. I can't call CJ Shred anymore. It's it's very disappointing, but that just shows you, though. when you don't have your 2 receivers, look back when Jalen Hurts didn't have AJ Brown and Devontae Smith for them a couple weeks. He was struggling. Trying to throw to Jahan Dotson and all these other bums that are out there, and now he can't unlock anybody because nobody can get open. Tank Dell, caught 6 for 126, but that's just one guy. So basically, it's just Joe Mixon carrying this team, and going forward, you almost have to I did it in 2 leagues. I sat CJ Stroud and played Stafford and Flacco over him. Is this where we're at right now with Stroud?
I did this. I did the same thing. I was terrified of, Stroud not having anybody to really throw to. Tank Dell really hasn't looked the same this year like he did last season. We have with Nico and Diggs out. It's kind of these Joe Schmoes on the Texans teams right now. So I'm scared of him until Nico comes back, and then I'm scared of Nico when he does come back, because that a hamstring, those things linger. They linger for a long time, and a lot of guys don't come back, and either they re-aggravate it, and go back out, or they're in and out, snap counts and all that. So CJ Stroud is no longer CJ Shred as far as this season's concerned.
No, we'll see what happens when we get Nico back. Nico should open up things a little bit. He was hitting yards per catches 12 or 13, which is pretty good. So,
would you say his confidence is Strouded?
Dalton Schultz is out there, and he's not catching the ball. It's just it looked real bad last night, for the Texans. So until Nico comes back, I don't really have high hopes for them. I did confirm he can't come back off the IR next week. So That if he comes back and he is
you were
back
right about that,
if he comes back and he's full strength, whew, and please, I got him on my RR in a lot of places, so I would love for him,
especially with Diggs out. I mean, his target share should definitely go up. So
yeah, I mean, he was already on pace to be the wide receiver 1 or 2 on the year. So, yeah, if he comes back and he's full strength, that's nothing but good things for that team.
Yeah, I tried to sneak a trade in Jaden Reed for him a couple weeks back, trying to, you're going to be without him for a few weeks. Let me take that hit. You could have bro. I'm good.
Yeah, definitely smart. So, but when Nico comes back, Joe Mixon's playing outstanding. So there'll be better days for the Texans. It doesn't really get any better next week when they got to play they got to play the Lions next week, don't they, Zoobs?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah,
it always cracks me up though when you say there's better days ahead after they're very good. It's like
maybe
the Nick Rodgers and the Jets at this point, right?
Yeah. So for at least 1 week, Jets fans are happy, and for at least 1 week, they're 1-0. They're the best team in the league right now, 1-0. So congratulations.
For week 9. They're the best team in the league.
They're the best team in the league for week 9 right now. So we'll move on now to.
Do you think Tank Dell, before you move on real quick, do you think Tank Dell is going to be consistent even though Nico's coming back, or do you think Tank Dell is going to be taking a back seat to Nico and he's not going to be as, valuable as he was, this week per se?
I think he's still going to be valuable, Tank Dell, because Diggs is gone, but Nico's the number 1 there. He's the alpha. He's going to get everything.
He's like between 4 to 6 targets a game on average is where
he's still going to get. Yeah, he's still going to get. I'm just surprised he didn't do a lot better being the number 3, because he doesn't have. A lot of times he has like a slot corner on him, or somebody weaker covering him, and he couldn't really get open, or maybe Stroud just wasn't throwing him the ball. He didn't really get a lot.
Stroud was under a lot of pressure last night.
Yeah, and he was under a lot of pressure.
It was every time I looked at the screen, Stroud was scrambling for his life. It was crazy.
Yeah, definitely was not your typical Texans performance.
Yeah.
No. All right, let's get into the Friday reports. Looks like Derek Carr will be starting this week against a team he shredded week 1, the Panthers. So, I even heard people saying they were benching Stroud for Carr, because of the matchup. So, if you have those quarterback dilemmas, Carr might be a pretty good start this week. Jordan Love was limited all week. He's not missing this game. It's against the Lions, big game. He's going to be out there. If he's, like I've always said, if your guy's playing and he's starting, don't think they're going to be on pitch counts or anything like that. You put him in the lineup. Jeff learned that last week with Puka Nacua by putting him and not benching him. Will Levis is questionable. It looks like he was limited to practice all week, so he should be back.
Should they even play him, really? should they? I'd give him another week and just leave Mason in and see if Mason looks better again. Then I might just leave Mason in.
I think the Texans are 4-4. They're not really going.
Yeah. What are their options? It's like play the rookie until he's gone, basically.
I think it's different, the different scenario than like the Colts, because the Colts are they could be a playoff team. The division's still wide open, especially now the Texans are kind of in a funk. So I like the change to Flacco, where Tennessee they're not going to make the playoffs. So just play Levis. What are you going to do? It's Rudolph's not your future.
I guess if he just continues to suck, you'll be able to draft his replacement, right?
There you go.
Yeah, true. If you want to, end up going that far. We'll move on to the running backs. It looks like Spears will not play. Pollard's banged up. I think Pollard will play. Even though he didn't practice too much, sometimes he can be given that what they call it a veteran treatment on Friday, where they just kind of sit him and then they're like,
he didn't practice all week.
He didn't practice at all. Yeah, that's
right.
It is slightly concerning.
Like I said, it could be a veteran. It could be a veteran thing. So
if he doesn't play, do you fire up Julius Chestnut?
I'm not staying. I'm totally staying away from that whole situation.
Yeah, I mean, dude, nobody else. We have to bring up like Joshua Kelly off the practice squad, so it'd be Julius Chestnut and Joshua Kelly, and that's it. That's
I mean, you
their
got to
whole-
get like I always say if any running back, no matter what their name is getting like at least 12 touches a game, then it'd be worth firing them up. But if they're not getting at least 12 touches a game, what do you
You don't
really
think he would if no Tajay and no Pollard, you don't think Chestnut's going to get more than 12 carries?
I don't know. I mean, they're probably going to be behind in the game. So they're going to be throwing.
But somebody's got to be in there, man. I mean, you can't just eliminate the back.
Well, I'm not just saying. I got to be like dying at running back, like nobody to put in.
So they play the afternoon slate, if I'm not mistaken, right? So their game starts at the time slot. So if that's the case, a lot of your fill-in guys might have already played before you know whether or not Pollard's out. So if you're stuck without Pollard and most of your backups have already played, I mean, do you take it and just go and pick up Chestnut and throw him in over, let's say a guy like Dontavion Wicks, right? Or
like Zamir White, if you don't have any other running backs that could possibly get you something. I mean, I'm in a situation like that where I have like Spears and Pollard, and I'm like, and I have nobody to put in. I'm just like, crap.
I mean, the matchup tool on the ballsvillegame.com in the tool section, it does have Tennessee as a number 5 matchup this week. They're projected 3 touchdowns, 21 points. It's a -1.5 over our line, so it's but the over-under is only 38. So I mean, I guess if you're in a pinch, it might be worth it. But
would you play like Singletary over him?
But no, because Tracy's the man.
Right. Yeah. So in that situation, you might be stuck where Singletary was your only viable back left on your roster.
Yeah.
Pick up
I'm going to play right. I mean, Chestnut might get more touches than Singletary still.
Yeah. So I mean, it's how much you can stomach, I guess.
So what I'm basically getting at is if you're in that scenario where you have a guy like a Singletary on your bench right now, it might not be a bad idea to just go ahead and get rid of his ass and pick up Chestnut as a backup plan in case something happens or Pollard doesn't play, because that's a better play.
Or you just take the L.
Right.
I have
Pollard. I'll put a fullback before I take a goose egg.
Yeah, I have Pollard, and I did pick up Chestnut this morning.
That's fine. If that
just as an insurance policy.
Yeah, because that makes sense. I mean, you got if Pollard's one of your backs, or if Spears was or whatever, and and you're picking Chestnut nut up is to in case he doesn't play, then that totally makes sense. But I'm saying if I'm just a random owner that might have other options, I don't know if I'm going to pick them up or not. I guess.
So not to change subject at all, but we're on running back, so I want to make sure I ask this before I forget or we get moved on to wide receivers. Pacheco. Anybody heard anything about Pacheco? I know they've talked about this as a potential return week, but I have not heard a thing coming out of there. I don't think he's playing this week. That's my honest opinion. I think 10 is probably the best case scenario. But
I think they said they opened the practice window for him, but that's all I heard.
I'm hearing he's back on the field probably week 11, where he's be on the field.
Andy Reid did come out and he said he's not going to practice this week. He's more than likely not going to practice next week. So they're looking 2 weeks from now. So
he did come out and say that recently, because I've been trying to keep up on where he's at and everything, and they've been super quiet about it, almost like it was with Puka, where you just didn't hear anything, and then all of a sudden he might just show back up within 2 days and be back on the roster and ready to play. I don't know. So I'm curious if they pull that same game or not.
No. So what I've heard from him is when he does get back on the field, he will get his job back, obviously, and it's not going to be a timeshare situation. It's going to be Pacheco's going to be out there getting his normal workload. They might sprinkle in 20% Kareem Hunt, that kind of deal, but it's not going to be, once he's ready to go, it's not going to be some split backfield going from down the road. It's going to be probably an 80-20 split in favoring Pacheco. So,
but it is sounding at least 2 weeks away before we get anything.
I would say week 11.
Yeah, he like I said, Andy Reid didn't specifically say 2 weeks. He definitely said he's not practicing this week for sure.
Yeah. So
okay. So we'll have to kind of wait out and see how this weekend goes, and then hear what's coming up next week during Monday, Tuesday, early part of the week. Kind of feel if there's any movement or not.
So okay. So moving on. We'll talk about the running backs. Obviously, we're still in running backs. So, Tank Bigsby looks like he's questionable. ETN is questionable. So that's something to monitor this week. One or the other. They're probably
Deontay Johnson time.
They're probably both going to be in there. Kendry Miller's out. Tyrone Tracy, he's out of concussion protocol, so fire him up. Let's see what else. It looks like. Do
you ever get the boy who cried wolf scenario out of players that are like questionable for like 6 straight weeks but always play?
Yeah. Zach Moss is doubtful with a neck injury, so fire up Chase Brown. Chase Brown day.
Yeah.
Bucky Irvin's got that turf toe, but they're saying he's probably going to play through it, and something that it's going to be like this the rest of the year, which is going to keep Rashad White involved because they'll probably take Irving off the field.
Dude, a turf toe ain't going to keep the Winter Soldier down.
Okay, but Rashad's still getting more fantasy points than him, like last week, and the week before. So they still like Rashad.
Yeah. Well, Rashad will still be still going to be involved, but it's all on Bucky Irvin's tolerance. I know they like him between the tackles, and they like him, but I mean, it's all about his tolerance. So, and obviously game script. Keaton Mitchell, this is kind of an interesting one. So Mitchell practiced in full on both Wednesday and Thursday. I know they want to get this guy involved when he comes back. I don't know if he's gonna. Obviously, he's not gonna take a lot of Henry's workload, but he'll probably bite into Justice Hills a little bit. So be interesting to see, not this week, but possibly next week, what his role is going to look like coming into this office, because they are definitely going to use him. So if he's out there on the waiver wire, I'm just going to pick him up and just hang on to him, and because you never know, what could happen. Because if Henry goes down at all, this is the next guy up. It's not going to be Justice Hill. Justice Hill is going to keep that pass down work. It's going to be this guy. This guy was explosive when he had his opportunity back when he was playing. So keep an eye on him. Jerome Ford is back in the lineup. He'll probably be splitting carries with Nick Chubb. Jonathan Brooks looks like it's going to be about another week before he gets out there. We'll have to see what his workload is going to look like when he gets out. So let's see what we're going to do here. We'll go to. Do you guys have any takes on any other running backs that I might have missed, or what you want to talk about real quick before I move on?
What do you think? Just curious on what your guys' opinion is on Braylon Allen after this week, the way the Jets played and how little he was involved. Do you think that that's a sign of anything, and they're kind of moving back away from him and having more Breece like centric setup, or do you think that was just kind of a just not good game script scenario maybe, and he'll be back to his kind of standard role and potentially, getting those touchdown a game kind of situations like it was for 3 or 4 weeks prior?
Zoobs, Sarah, anything?
I honestly, oh yeah, go ahead, Zoobs.
Yeah, it just seems like Aaron Rodgers is the one who's just kind of, leading that offense. So it's whatever he wants to do, and I think he wants to pass to prove that he's still a QB. So I don't know. And that's the way I kind of looked at it.
That probably has a lot to do with it. I was a little surprised they didn't use Allen more when they were, starting to play better, just to, give a little break there. But I mean, Breece is also kind of a stud too. So not really expecting to get any consistency out of Allen no matter what yet.
Yeah. Well, so my fellow panelists are afraid to say it, so I'll just say it like I did before. I mean, the only way Jets are going to win games is they're going to have to run the ball. They're going to have to play good defense. And tell Aaron Rodgers stop throwing terrible incomplete passes. If you ever think you're going to beat the Bills, it's going to be running the ball because they can't stop the run. So if you're going to go out there and think you're going to throw the ball,
throw Bernard's back, so that'll probably change.
If you think you're going to throw the ball against the Bills defense, it's not going to happen. And until the Jets coaching staff, which is basically they're dead men walking anyways, they're not going to be around next year. So just try to win games and win games the right way. Who cares if you piss Rodgers off? You're not going to be there anyways next year. So just go out there and try to win games.
Yeah, they're being coached by the White Walkers. I mean, what do they got to lose?
Yeah. So, all right, let's move on. We'll go to all receivers. DK is out. Fire up JSN. JSN, lots of targets this week. Should be really good for him. Juju playing on Monday. He already burned us once this year by playing, then coming out. So I would stay far away from him, even though he's questionable.
Didn't the D-Hop trade too? You think that's going to make?
I was going to ask about that. What do you guys think that because they've already played together? Or sorry, the D-Hop trade. How does that work out?
Well, I mean,
I think it takes Juju's shares for sure. So I don't think Juju anything, even if he plays at that point.
Yeah.
And does Hop become number one or?
Yeah. Hopkins should be the number one in there. Start taking
I hope so.
I mean, he'll be the number 2 target. He should be anyway behind Kelsey, but he'll be the number 1 receiver for sure, in my opinion. I don't see Worthy ready to take that mantle from him, and he's the type of player that could come in there and prove, just have that kind of steady hand, steady the ship kind of veteran.
It'll be nice to see D-Hop get some fantasy points finally this year.
Yeah, they brought him in. It's like, come on, man, get this guy involved. So
I've stood for him for a lot of years though, man, because he's been a solid like top 5 receiver for over a decade, right? And he was always in like just kind of that barely almost there scenario. Kind of reminded me of like Tony Gonzalez's career, where he was always just barely away from hitting the promised land, but he always kind of like said the right things to the most part, and kind of presented himself as well as he could, but dealing with some really stressful and frustrating situations. So I kind of rooted for him and be in like a good spot like this at some point. I just wish it wasn't this year with the Chiefs against my Bills.
And then, all right. And then Puka Nacua, man, knee injury during the week in practice. He left Thursday's practice with re-aggravating his knee. McVay says it's not really anything structural or anything like that.
Is it the same knee? Did they clarify whether it was the same knee?
It wasn't clear last time I read up on it.
It wasn't clear. I didn't hear anything. I'm assuming, it says see that his near issue flared up immediately. It's a bit concerning to see that his knee issue flared up immediately. So yeah, it was the same knee. So
okay.
It's it's unfortunate. So I'll go to Zoobs. Zoobs, are you panicking again?
Can we cue some like violin music for me? Like some sad violin?
I don't have anything like that. I should get that.
Can I get some tissues over here? I'm gonna need a full box of tissues. I can get
you that.
There we go. Yeah, it's
oh man.
I mean, we kind of knew.
The good thing is though, he's still gonna play. They're saying he's still gonna play. It just now you're hoping, all right, dude, I got to put him in my lineup, and you just gotta hope he makes it through the game. So
Scott says if you got to put him in your lineup.
Yeah, it's a high risk play, but what are you gonna do?
What I'm reading on it, because I'm looking it up right now, is that he banged his knee on the ground during practice. So that's what like flared it up, right? Was he to hit the ground with his knee? So my guess is that he probably just the standard bruised knee, and they're just kind of being cautious.
Watch, he's gonna come out and put up 135 with 2 touchdowns, 7 catches or something. So that's my hope.
All right, we'll move over to Sarah. Sarah, QJ is off the injury report. And so is DJ Chark. What is this receiving core going to look like now?
Oh, Shark. I know people are super I understand that QJ has not lived up to any of his hype, but he still likes him in the end zone sometimes. So it's not like he's going to do absolutely nothing. But I mean, I'm really hoping Ladd just stays the guy. I mean, I'm banking on Ladd still. And I do think QJ is going to get some stuff in the end zone, but I'm not playing him, and I wouldn't recommend anyone play him unless they're super desperate. He might get he might get these like 8 points or something. Right. Yeah. But I mean, it might take away from Ladd a little bit, but after last week, I think maybe they're developing more of a connection. Ladd's not dropping balls. So that's nice. I don't know about DJ Shark. I don't know if he's going to do anything yet, but we'll see. I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for anyone on our team.
No, they said he'll play a minor role in his first game back.
Yeah, he probably won't do much then.
Take that with a grain of salt. I mean, believe anything these coaches say half the time. And then we got one more, and I don't know, this guy, man, he always seems to do this to us all the time. This guy's notorious for doing nothing one game and then another game having 9 catches for 212 yards and 2 touchdowns. And I will go to Bill's Mafia on this one. He knows who I'm talking about. What's with this wrist injury now?
What's that? You talking about Josh with his wrist?
What's with the wrist injury with Amari Cooper?
Oh, Coop. Oh, I did, dude. To be honest with you, I have not even heard about Cooper's wrist injury. To be honest, I have not even looked at it because I kept trying to trade for him. Nobody would trade him to me, so I don't really have him on a lot of my squads to be watching for him anymore. So, but yeah, I mean, if he's got a wrist issue, that would explain what happened in the last game, right?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm assuming. But I mean, the Bills
that's what I thought.
Not really saying anything, and then all of a sudden yesterday, I hear about this. You know, all this practice.
Now we gotta look it up, man.
Was limited this week.
Yeah, it's been up there for a couple days.
You know, because of his wrist. So, you know,
I mean, if that's the case, then I would say fire up your Keon Coleman shares for sure. And
well, yeah,
I think he's still gonna play. I think Cooper's still gonna play.
No, Cooper's gonna still play, but they're saying, like again, what all these coaches say, he's gonna be on a snap count. You know, which, you know, like I said, yeah, he could be on a snap count. You know, where he's only out there 30 plays, but out of those 30 plays, he could get, you know, 10, 12 targets. So
I'm reading it now. Actually, I'm looking at the little update on it. Sean McDermott is always like that guy who will give you 100% coach speak on every answer. So you almost can read nothing into what he has to say because he'll never give you like a really solid piece of information that's useful. It's usually just like dancing around the question. It amazes me how good he is at that. So I would definitely. So for me, honestly, as a fan, the way that they are, I just think that they're cautious about injury, especially a guy that they anticipate to be a very crucial part of their playoff run. So if he's at all like limited and there is a snap count issue, they're not going to make it a point that the plays he's in there that they're going to target him, right? They might 1 or 2 times, but they're not going to make it like, you know, they did with Puka, right? Where he got, you know, 10 targets and 15 snaps or whatever it was.
Yeah. Yeah. Every time he's in, he gets the ball. Yeah.
Yeah. If I've got Cooper at this point, like even if he plays, I'm probably more comfortable just sitting him. And if he goes off on my bench, okay, you know, no big deal, but I'll take the safer floor and make sure that I can be, you know, competitive in that position to, you know, hopefully win the week. And then if he's does a great week, good, I'll feel comfortable next week, but
for sure.
Not yet. Just not the way that the team operates. I don't think they're going to make an effort to make sure he's involved if he's hurt at all.
Got you. All right. We'll roll through these couple things on tight ends. Just Dallas Goedert's out again with a hamstring week 9. Just for him.
Sarah's like,
I got to go through my leagues and take him out.
Yeah. And then the long-awaited return, Ken's man crush, TJ Hawkinson.
Oh my goodness!
Back.
You should wear the golden locks with the helmet for the pod episode. You know, just like an ode to Hawk on his way back to the field. You know,
so
that'd be the perfect comeback for Ken.
So Ken and I's bet that he plays 8 consecutive games starts this week in week 9. So he needs to play 8 consecutive games without missing a start. For him to win the bet.
So basically, he can only miss 1 game at the end of the season for him not to make this bet a win.
He has to make 8 straight starts.
Yeah, and
I'm on Scott's side of this bet.
To start all the way through week 16, is it, or 17?
It would be week 16. He's got to play week 8 all the way to week 16. He cannot miss a start.
So if he doesn't miss a start, if he misses a start anywhere between like now and like week like 13 or 14, like he's toast.
It's over.
Wow.
It's over.
Dude, Kim.
No mercy.
I hope you win, bro, because I really want to see Scott rock the outfit.
So that's it. So that's tight ends. And Ken should be back pretty soon. He's just still dealing with hurricane stuff. So all right, we're gonna we got 7 people in the chat right now. No one said anything, but Sean, you want to open a pack of cards real quick?
I mean, sure. What do you guys think? I'd say we do it, huh?
All right, let's do it.
So everybody knows what we're doing here. We got back from our lucky winner, D-Payne, who won the packs of cards in our last raffle. So he decided to allow us to open these cards for you guys live on air so we could see what kind of awesome cards this man might have. Nice. So I have some sleeves right here also. So any of these good cards will go directly into these good sleeves right here. So you know that your card is safe, my friend. All right, so this is what we're opening right here. Some Donruss Qs.
How many cards are in a pack, Sean?
There are 7 cards in the pack, and you know what I'm going to do here to make this a little easier for you guys is I'm going to turn off my virtual background. I know you guys are ready for this. You're going to see my dogs running around and everything behind me. But this will be
That's
a
what it
lot
looks
easier
like.
for the camera, so that the camera will be able to give you the right view of these cards as I open them.
Sean, I gotta say your house is pretty clean. This looks good.
This
Nice
is just
bachelor pad.
it's just a good day. That's all. You see that big wooden thing right here over my shoulder? That's hiding a whole bunch of furniture that's stacked in a room in the back. So here we go, guys. Pack number 1 being opened. And the first card I could see the back of is Alan Lazard, which is, not the card that I would have liked to have seen right out the gate. But let's start with the front.
Will that card ever be worth anything?
Right? Card
Maybe
number 1, Jared Goff, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
Jared Goff, card number 1.
okay. Nice.
Ooh, these are nice
It
cards.
might be worth something if he wins a Super Bowl.
Right? These are nice cards,
Yeah.
too. They're looking shiny.
He could.
Card number 2, Gabe Davis, ladies and gentlemen, wearing a Bills uniform.
Oh.
Is that oatmeal pants there, Scott?
Did I hear a fart noise out of somebody in the background there? Oh, we got ourselves a rookie card here, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh, who is it?
It's Tyler Lacey, practice
Who?
squatting on the Jaguars, I'm assuming.
Who?
Never heard of him. That helps no one.
Oh, snap. Well, here we go. Rated rookie Luke Schoonmaker, ladies and gentlemen.
Go
Luke,
blue.
Wait, at least he's not on the practice squad. Yeah.
Go blue.
Hey, at least I've heard of
the
that
good
one.
side of it. There we go.
Right, at least we know who that is. Yes.
Yeah, right. That's a name we recognize, ladies and
He's a
gentlemen.
national champion.
Oh, here we got a
nation?
retro series Luke Kukolecki. Look at that. It's a nice little special
Kuechly.
edition. Luke Kuechly, yeah.
Nice.
Equally.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
That's
had
a
to,
nice card there.
he had to retire early. He had neck concussion and neck issues.
Yeah, isn't he coaching now too? I believe he's coaching somewhere, if I'm not mistaken, or at least he was for a while.
Yeah, he was a good linebacker.
Yeah, he was amazing linebacker. Ooh, look at this. We got ourselves a classic Javon Curse.
Ooh, Javon
Right.
Curse.
Cursed Javon.
And then we got ourselves that Alan Lazard we discussed. So that is the full
Okay,
pack
all
of
right.
trading cards. 2 rookie cards in the first pack. Though I know they weren't great rookies, but that's a good sign. I'm hoping moving
Good
forward.
sign. Good sign. Okay, we'll see. We'll see if we can keep people in the chat and get some people in there. We'll open up another pack of cards as we go on. So, congratulations,
We
DP.
got some guys. So you keep that live thread up there in the numbers, and we'll keep opening these packs for you guys.
All right,
And you'll
let's
see
get.
my puppy running around in the background the whole time.
All right, let's get on over to the mid stakes review for the week. See how that goes. These were
All right.
freshly updated by Zubicus. Thank you, Mr. Zubes.
Are we doing lows or mids? Start.
We'll do mids first,
Okay.
and we will go
Alright.
to
Raiden.
mid one. Raiden. We got rookie 86 sitting at 6-2, 1188. Teco Latte 6-2, 1160. Short stack 6-2. Who's pretty active in our Ballsville community at 1128. And then K Doggy Dog. We had a couple of trades. I didn't know he had one with Sarah today, I think, too, that we're going to talk about later. Comes in at 5-3. So pretty even division right there. No one's has a crazy amount of score. 1188 is a pretty nice score. Be sitting in first place. So that is mid number 1. We'll go to mid number 2, Smoke. Mike's the guy at 6-2, 1213. K Doggy Dog. Another one in the top 4. He's at 6-2, 1164. We got T Zillin 88 or T Zillin 18, 5-3, and then Grizz Tony, very active member in our community at 5-3. So that is Smoke 2. So everyone's been like 6 or 2 or 5-3. So we will go to 3. Sub-Zero. The Pistachio Legends 2. Philip is 7-1.
It's prosciutto. Don't be turning a cheese into a nut. Okay, that hurts my heart.
Prosciutto is not a cheese.
Is it a cheese prosciutto?
It's a meat. It's a meat.
Oh, it is a
It's a
meat.
meat.
You're right. Well, either way, meat or a cheese. Don't turn it into a nut.
Oh, jeez.
You can tell I'm not a cook.
Mike's the guy 7-1. So we got two 7-1 teams battling it out. They're short stack again at 6-2. And then I call Gibbs JoJo. He is our DFS and props expert on the website at 5-3. So congratulations to you two 7-1 teams. Pretty nice start. That's mid-3. Oh, here. My favorite league. The Knopslob League. Mid-4. We got the Brick Squad. Mr. Bennett 6-2. He's fresh out of cash. Cash 3 is in at number 2 at 5-3. 1230, nice score. He's fresh out of cash. We got Finch GDX 1207, and then Team Brady 5-3. So that is the mid number 4. Chiefs Life is just outside the top 4. Number 5, Liu Kang. Mr. Ben, number 1 against 7-1. We have another 7-1 team. He loves spending that money. He's fresh out of cash. Mike's the guy, 6-2. Team Pablo Escobar, 5-3, and then Chiapson at 5-3. Look at that score though, 1238 and 1270. And you got 10-14 Mike's the guys in second. Chiefs Life's just outside the top 4. So that is mid-5. Kung Lao, mid-6. We got Eddie Money, 18. Nice. I like that name. Number 1, Adrenaline Mob. In at number 2, he's fresh out of cash. Sorry for cussing. In at number 3 at 5-3. Fresh out of cash. And then Themis Popoff in at number 4 at 5-3. Mr. Ben is just outside the top 4 at 5-3. And that is number 6. Number 7, Reptile. Cash 3, 4-game win streak. Sitting at number 1, he's fresh out of cash. K-Doggy Dog, sitting at 6-2. Pablo Escobar, number 3, it's 13-14. And then Chadwick comes in at number 4. So nice little streak here for Team Cash, jumping to the top. That is mid-7. Scorpion, mid-8. This is our pod league with all of our radio personalities and some of our stronger active players. And coming in at number 1 is Lack of Decorum. That is JoJo at 6-2. Coming in at number 2 is Mr. Ben, 4 Horsemen. Grizz Tony at number 3. And C-Bomb, the good old boy from West Texas, comes in at number 4. At 5-3. So we got a couple radio personalities and a couple big time gamers in our community in this mid number 8 Scorpion. We will head over to number 9 Katana, and this one really hurt. So I'm at 7-1. I'm fresh out of cash, and I lost to Zoobs last week, who snuck up behind me on a 5-game win streak. This guy is streaking. And he's right on my tail. Hopefully, I got to see what the schedule is. Hopefully, somebody knocks him down a peg next week. Comes in 1,300 points. Nice score. So he's streaking big time. Number 3, Mr. Ben, 5-3, and then Cash 3 comes in at number 4. So yeah, this looks like a pretty good league right here. Very, very competitive league.
Yeah, this one's been tough.
What do you say, Zoobs?
This one's been tough week to week. It's been it's been very competitive week to week.
Yeah, and I've been getting a little bit hit by the injury bugs, so it's going to be a struggle this week. Mid 10, Sang Soo. We got Punishers, Mr. Ben. Sorry for cussing, number 2. Nico the Freako, Cash 3 at 5-3, and Short Stack 5-3. And you can see Sorry for cussing on a 6-game winning streak. So he came in at 0-2 and ran his way right up to second place. So
Nice.
good job. Good job. Sorry. So that's our mid. Zoobs, you want to run through low real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, run through them.
Right. So low 1 alpha. We got Team Punisher. He's still got a lot of cash to spend. At what was that 1202? Then you got Getaway Car. He's got all his cash still to spend, which is pretty impressive at this point in the league or the year. He's coming in at 1198. Team Themis Popov. Still got all his cash. Wow, these guys are not spending fob. That's impressive.
It's
He's
okay.
1141.
Say fab. You can say fab.
Fab.
Bob.
And we got Short Stack coming in at 4. Yeah, he's still got a lot of cash too at 1060. That's a 1060. That's kind of a low score to be in the top 4, but that's pretty impressive. All right, low 2, the beta. We got no names, just numbers, which is just numbers. He's coming in at 1217. Just in the Nico time, TB76. He's one of our big gamers. We see his name all over the place. He's got 1202. Team the TC show is coming in 1130. And then Team Cheeky Hobson, the Cheeky Hobson is 1171. So a lot of scores right around kind of the same area. Yeah. 6 and 2s. Yeah, that's pretty competitive there. All right, low 3, the Gamma. You got Team Billy B coming in with 12-11 at 7-1. So another 7-1 team. Not many of those left across the leagues, I would assume.
No.
Yeah, they're becoming few and far between. You got Alan Wrench, which is Lynn JM with 1267. It's a good high score. 6 and 2. Finding Debo, TB76 again with 1139, 6 and 2. And Team Huncho Jack 41 with 1236 and a 5 and 3. Low 4, the Delta. You got Pecos Parachute School, Tarrant Chapel at 6 and 2 with 1344. That is a nice high score.
Yeah, it's a nice score.
Mhm.
That is a nice score. Man. Super Camario, Dadbot 86, 6 and 2, 1109. Team the TC show, 5 and 3 with 1191. And then Team Kinetic 15 with 1171 at 5 and 3.
Awesome. You got to say hi to Jimbo's Bimbos in the pod. What's
Jimbo's
up, buddy?
Bimbos. What's
Hey,
up,
Jimbo.
I love that he said he's simping the pod. That's awesome.
He always does. He snipes us.
All right, low 5, the Epsilon. You got Team Stu 6923 at 71. His score is 1160. Team Jimmy Wojo 1289 at 6 and 2. You got Fiery Balls, Fiery Cliff 1142 with 6 and 2. And Team Chai Bears 45 at 1213. So that one's pretty close too. Nice competitive there. All right, low 6, the Zeta League. You got Team Gaio 55 with 1216. Team Themis Popov 1208 at 6 and 2. 3 teams at 6 and 2 at the top 3. That's nice. So
Yep.
Team C Sims 52 with 1145, also at 6 and 2, and then Team K Doggy Dog at 1165 at 4 and 4.
All right. Welcome in, Short Stack. Nice to see you.
Yeah. All right, low 7, the Kappa. You got Team Jason 124 with 6 and 2 at 1268. That's a nice high score. Team C Sims also at 6 and 2 with 1142. Team the TC show at 5 and 3. No cash left, and they're coming in 1107. And then Rico Suave, Jojo. Yep, 1196 at 4 and 4. And Grizz Tony, they're right below him too, so he's coming up too. Mm-hmm. Low 8, Omicron. You got JoJo at the top. JoJo in the last top
Look at
4.
Look at that. He started 0-1 and he's ripped off 7 straight wins.
Yeah, they got
7 wins in a row. Wow. Yeah, that's an impressive run.
That's a good score.
Yeah, and a good score.
Good score. And he's still got a lot of cash, too, for the remainder of the year. So,
yeah,
that's and he must be sitting pretty with a good team right there.
Yeah.
Commit me, bro. TB76 again. 6-2 with 1145. Grizz Tony with his league number 8 is coming in at 5-3 with 1159. And Shawnee Mac 24 5-3 with 1075. All right, we got a low 9 Sigma. Look who's at the top there. Our fearless podcast leader, Mr. Ludes.
Well, what is that number in the loss column there? What is that one about?
I don't know, but I ripped off 7 straight wins and then or no,
6 straight and then lost one.
6 straight and then lost one. Yeah. So I mean that was and that, look again. I got JoJo 6 straight wins right on my tail.
What, Sean? Are you trying to say that you're the one that gave him the 1 loss?
Oh no, I was just like,
okay.
He's just needling me.
Gotcha. I was gonna say because he's not even in the top 5.
I'm not even in the league.
Yeah, right.
Scott's got a good, nice score, 12-19. JoJo's right behind him with this, like we said, the 6-win streak going on. So that's nice. It's a nice hot streak at 12-20. Team hashtag Prez with all his fob still with 1147 score at 6-2.
He ripped off
RB. Yep. Yeah. 2 teams there ripping off nice long streak, 1-win streaks there. Yeah. And then RBU bringing up the rear in the number 4 spot with 5-3 with 1194. All right. Low 10 Omega. Our top spots, Team Mr. Flood Cute at 1280. The 6-2. And then you got Team Carson Pev, 6-2, with a score of 1192. Team Chiefs Life, there he is. Chiefs Life making it into the top 4 with a 5-3 at 1270 score. It's a nice, good score there. Wow, all 3 of the top ones have really high 1200 scores. That's really impressive. And then number 4 spot, Team Big Time Z 420 with 1262 at 5-3. So yeah, a lot of competitiveness going on in the low leagues right there.
Yep. All right. Well, that wraps up our mid and low review of the week. And like I said, there's not too many 7-1 teams left, so it's fair. It shows you how comparative our leagues are. A lot of parity in those leagues. So.
Yeah, we were up to 10 viewers there too. I was thinking it was pack opening, and then we dropped down to 6 right when we got done. I was like, man, I don't know what's going on with you guys, but I thought you wanted to see these packs. I guess not.
Okay. We got Short Stack who jumped in. We got Jimbo. We got to open up a pack for Jimbo. Jimbo's in here.
Yeah, let's do one for Jimbo.
I think we should. Let me see if I can find a good pack for Jimbo. Let me give these packs a little bit of. This one's feeling kind of good. I feel like this might be the go-to right here. So let's give it a shot. This is pack numero dos, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Our first pack was semi-climactic, but kind of like an M. Night Shyamalan movie. Didn't really give you everything you wanted.
Hey, I'm banking on that Alan Lazard.
Oh, that's a much better name to see on the back when we first opened the card pack. We got a Brian Dawkins at the back. That's much better than an Alan Lazard to start the pack, right?
It's a Hall of Fame safety,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, we got first card is a Chris Jones, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Jones, potential Hall of Fame D lineman right there too.
That's a nice one. Take Chris Jones.
Oh, we got our first rated rookie out of this group. It's Kalijah Cansey. Kalijah Cansey rookie card.
Never
sure.
heard of him.
You don't know who Kalijah Cansey is? He's a D lineman, I believe.
No,
he could be pretty good. He was drafted early. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we have our first rookie card that I don't know if it'll be worth a lot, but maybe someday we'll see. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a Bryce Young rated rookie.
Whoa! Bryce Young.
Oh my God.
Where's Super BS though when we need him? That's his boy, Bryce Young.
Poor
There it
Bryce.
is.
Poor
Bryce
Bryce.
Young
Oh
rookie.
yeah.
God.
Oh, and look
If
at this.
If that
We
was
got
only if that was
ourselves-
only a CJ Stroud rookie.
Oh my God. Scott, did you just manifest something?
Oh.
Nico
Want
rookie.
to come, ladies and gentlemen. Aaron Donald. All right, this is our prelude. This is our opening act. Aaron Donald right here. This is this is the Richard Pryor to our Aretha Franklin live in concert. Okay.
That is nice. Aaron Donald.
Nice.
All right.
And then now, guys, this one here, I think this one here could be worth a shitload of money, dude. I'm not gonna lie. CJ Stroud.
Whoa.
He's in, dude. He's in like game worn jersey in the card, baby. CJ Stroud rookie.
Yeah.
Wow.
This one right here could be worth anybody out there listening. D-Pain, if you're listening right now, because I just chatted with you, you need to go out there and you need to find out how much this card could potentially be worth for you, brother, because we want to find out before the end of this episode. This is an epic, one of the best cards I think that we could have potentially pulled out of this deck.
So is that a real rookie card?
Yes, sir. This is a CJ Stroud rookie card, and it looks like there is a game-worn jersey piece in the actual card as well.
Really?
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes, sir. Look at that. I'll show you the back real quick.
That thing looks pretty.
It totally took away from everything else we were looking at, but this card right here, see, Jimbo, I told you this felt like a good one. This is all because of you, buddy. Look at that.
Wow.
Look at that card
nice.
right there.
That card looks thick. Is that a thick
It is.
card?
Look at how thick it is.
Well, it's got a piece of jersey in it.
Here's another one. I'll give you guys a reference point. This is a standard card thickness.
Oh wow.
Wow, that's
wow.
crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, that was
Yeah.
a good pack.
That is an amazing
That's
pull.
a nice
That
one.
card right there
That's
could
a
be
nice
worth
one.
10 times the cost of this box. So he just got himself an amazing card potentially right there.
Wow.
I'd really like to know, D-Pain, if you're out there listening, please look this up. I'm gonna Discord you a picture of this card right now, and I want you to look it up for us if you can, because I know you were card guys, so you might be able to give us some good opinion on it. That's pretty.
If anybody else in chat knows what that card would be worth, man, let us know.
Yes, please do. Trevor, if you're listening, I need your insight. James, Maui James, if you're out there, I know you're a card guy. Get in on this, brother. I'm gonna text you both pictures of it right now. I want you guys to help me out and give us the price before the pod's over.
All right, man.
Awesome. I think we literally just pulled the best card of the day, guys. Honestly, this is an amazing card. This is probably one of the cards we were looking to get right here, guys, and we got it.
Oh yeah.
Really nice pull. How you doing, Fran? You came in just a good time. We just pulled a CJ Stroud rookie.
Yep, and we still have a few more cards to go here. There was 2 more cards left in that deck. Obviously, they're not going to be nearly as climactic, but we have a Johan Dotson, and then we also have the Brian Dawkins that we mentioned earlier, which I'm going to show you guys here as well.
Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer.
Yes.
Yep. So I mean that right there was probably the deck of decks out of this box. I'd be shocked if we get anything better than that CJ Stroud, because that card right there, I don't even know if it'll fit in a sleeve. I'm going to try, but I doubt it. That thing is thick. If it don't fit, I think you can push it. Don't worry, D-Pain. I'm not gonna mess your card up.
That's awesome.
That one would have to get like. Do they still like plexiglass them together?
No, that's actually not good for a card. You really shouldn't do that. I'm not gonna slide it in here because it's not.
What do they do with the cards that are if you want them like not messed up?
I think there's like new cases that are good for that are plastic, but the ones that I had when I was a kid, like the screws, anything with the screws, like no, don't use anything with the screws. Yeah, so that's. I'll go down to the card shop where I got these cards, which is just around the corner from my house, and I'll get a nice case for that card, so that I can make sure that card is in a nice case and everything for you before I send it over to you, D-Pain.
All right, cool.
You guys talk for a minute while I get these photos off, so I can see if these guys can give us any insight before we move forward, or before we end the pod.
No, that's cool. So anyways, while Sean's messing around real quick, do you guys have any start sits real quick you want to go over?
There was a couple in the chat, I think.
There were a couple in the chat.
Or even the Discord.
I tried to look it up, and I was having issues with my Discord. I could not find the start sit thread for some reason in our.
I can
pull it up. Yeah, you guys got it? I can look at it too. We can look at it.
I got it.
Got it?
Awesome. I did post one in there that I'm curious on. It's a players that I have the exact debate going on in the league. So I'd like to hear your guys' opinion on it. It's the either Dowdle or Wicks in the flex.
Dowdle or Wicks? I'm playing Dowdle, but I think Scott's going to look it up.
I'm going to look it up here. Dowdle or Wicks in the flex. So Dallas is playing at Atlanta, 2.5 point spread, 52 over under, which is nice. 24.5 implied total for Dallas. The running game for the Cowboys is the number 24 matchup. So it's a bad matchup. It's showing that this could be a passing game because the pass work is all green, quarterbacks, tight ends, receiver. And the other player was Wicks, which is Green Bay, is playing Detroit. 3.5 point spread, 48 over under, 22 implied total. And the receivers are the number 5 matchup. So that's telling me that I think this Detroit Green Bay game is going to be a shootout. So I would play Wicks.
Yep.
But I wouldn't. But I wouldn't, I wouldn't be upset if somebody wanted to start Dowdle just because they thought maybe he would get the majority of the carries.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that's what I would do. So somebody says, D Payne says Singletary, QJ, or Dowdle in the flex. So we already talked about Dowdle. Singletary, I'm just not going to play.
Tyrone Tracy's back.
Yeah, don't even bother with Singletary.
So Sarah, do you think QJ? I mean, I'll give you the rundown, but I mean, let's see. The Chargers are at Cleveland -2, 42.5 over under, 22 implied total, and the Chargers receiving core is the number 7 matchup on the matchup tool. I know you said he hasn't been super consistent, but it always seems like he gets those end zone targets.
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking with these 3 players?
It's tough. Singletary's out. It's between QJ and Dowdle, in my opinion. But that's a tough one because I do like that Dowdle's going to get a lot of carries and he's going to get the majority of them. So you're kind of guaranteed to at least have a chance for him to break out or get a touchdown or anything like that, And QJ is a little more inconsistent. It's like maybe he will, maybe he won't. I don't know. He's back from injury. Who knows? For me, I'm going to play Dowdle because I feel like the risk is going to give me a higher reward.
I mean, Dowdle catches passes too, and
totally.
that goes into consideration the wide receiver aspect, and wide receiver. Dallas is the number 12 for the wide receivers this week. So, like I said, it wouldn't. I probably just because this is a tool I create, I would probably just go with QJ and hope that he gets in the box. But like I said, Dowdle, I don't think it's a bad play at all, considering that he's the only game in town, basically. I mean, Zeke's dust, and he does catch passes out of the backfield. Now, if he didn't catch passes out of the backfield, I probably would, really, really lean towards the receiver. But it wouldn't kill me, for playing Dowdle. Because like Sarah said, he's going to get the majority of the work. All right, Sean, did you send those out?
Yeah, I got actually I just reached out to D Payne. He said he's just getting the kids to bed and he's going to try to jump in. So he's either going to be able to come into the comments or potentially jump in with us for a few minutes to talk about his card. Hopefully give us some insight.
All right,
he's
cool.
Man, so I know he might have some idea for us here. I'm hoping I sent him some pictures. So I'm hoping to hear back. I also did reach out to James also. So if Maui James gets back to me in time, whoever's the first to give me some ideas on price points, I'll let you guys know.
All right, let's rip into these trades. We got a lot to get on.
Oh wait, did we finish sit starts? Did you do the?
I didn't see.
These are from earlier.
Yeah, those were from before.
This is from,
if anyone else wants to start sit questions, put them in the chat, and we'll take a break in between the trades and break down a start sit. But we got a lot of good trades we got to talk about.
What are we doing right now?
Trade talk, Sean, right?
The trade talks.
The trade talks.
Love it.
Everyone's
all right. Let's get some screen share up here, boys. Let's all talk about this one. because this is in our low 8 Omicron league, which we just talked about. And this is between K Doggy Dog and our good old producer, Sarah.
Okay, now before we break into this trade, we got to do a little bit of background because people are going to look at this trade and be like, "Oh my God, Sarah, how did you do this?"
Well, also, I also had made a trade right before this in the same league.
Yep.
That allowed me to give up Puka.
Well, Sarah, Sarah, you break down this trade. This is your trade, so break it down.
So it's a redraft league, first of all, so it's a little bit different as far as it's not like I have Jordan Love all season or Puka all season or anything, right? So that's one thing to consider. I had just made a trade with JoJo right before this for Coker and Keenan Allen. So I'm kind of heavy on wide receivers in this league right now. And I needed help with a quarterback because I've got right now Levis, Tua, and Baker. Obviously, Baker's the man, but I don't trust Tua and Levis as much as I'm going to love having Jordan Love. So now I'm really I'm super good there. And I'm barely even competing. So I'm really just trying to get myself up there. I'm 3-5, I think, in this league. So I need to win the next 3 in order for any of this, to matter. But I have good wide receivers, and so I really just needed that QB help. And now I have Ladd too to add to that. So I'm just kind of banking on Ladd, and he had a lot of good quarterbacks already. I know he had put that in the chat too.
Yeah, he said he had. I think he had Mahomes. I got to look it up, but he had 3 really good quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Let's see what he had here. I know he said he had Mahomes. Yeah, right here. He said he had Darnold, Mahomes, and Knicks.
Yeah.
So
So he was willing to give it up for Puka, which makes sense. Yeah. I mean, I like both sides of these trades. Personally, I would take either side of these trades, depending on your needs.
Yeah.
I like your side a lot better.
Yeah, obviously because she gets the quarterback. I mean, she gets the quarterback that she needs. So yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure it looks like Sarah won the deal, but I understand his side. He's trying to unload a quarterback, and he's I don't know if this happened. Did this happen today?
Yesterday. Oh, that's right. He had to think about it because of Puka's injury report that popped up.
Okay.
But yeah, it's been in his inbox for a couple of days.
What about you? What about you, Zoobs? I mean, you're a Puka guy. You like this?
Oh, I like it for both people. I mean, this is one of those trades that makes perfect sense. Sarah gets to upgrade a quarterback, hopefully, and K Doggy Dog gets 2 wide receivers who've been producing when they're on the field. So, yeah, I think this is good for everybody involved.
And you like it? What about
whoever posted this screenshot keeps their phone nice and charged on a regular basis?
That's Zoo.
All right. Well, that looks good.
Right there, charging his phone. My phone's always at 12%.
Move on.
All right. Oh, there it goes. All right. Another low 8 Omicron trade. This is you, Sarah, again with JoJo. So is this the other trade?
This is the one that happened before. Yeah.
So
remember on Tuesday when I put Cooper up on the block and Scott called me out because I did it during the pod. This is the outcome of that. I really just wasn't sure what to make of Cooper in this, and he just wasn't consistent enough for me to really be able to come back from 3-5 and try to win. So I just didn't want him. He's better off on a team where they have some more options with him and have time to wait for him. And I think JoJo's in first place in that league too. And I really wanted Coker. I think that he's going to do really well, and I think he's going to be worth it, but it's a risk because Keenan Allen is hit or miss too.
All right. Well, I mean, I definitely like the Cooper side, obviously, because he's my boy.
He's a Bill.
But it's partially because I feel like for your reasoning to get rid of Cooper, I don't feel like you gained a consistent piece in the back. So if you're choosing to get rid of him is because you want more consistency. I'm not sure I see that out of Keenan Allen or Coker.
Yeah.
Right. So I probably would target a different consistent receiver. I mean, I would love to say Deontay Johnson, but obviously that's not going to be the case now with
don't trust him either. Yeah.
Somebody going to be getting at least that 6 to 8 target share regular basis kind of scenario. So
yeah,
I don't know if you're
for
getting
sure a risk.
So
It's
yeah,
a
I mean,
risk.
it's not horrible. It gives you the depth. It does help you with that area if you needed it. But you know, knowing that you might move the two receivers for the running back, it kind of or for the quarterback and the receiver, you know, so now you basically got rid of 4 receivers and 1 quarterback and 3 backs. So, you know, it's not terrible. I personally would have wanted a different piece that's slightly consistent.
For sure.
All right,
Makes
so
sense.
I got a bone to pick with you, Sarah. So the first thing I did when I saw this trade is I'm like, all right, I got to go to JoJo's team. So I went to JoJo's team, and here's the receivers he has. He's got Chase, Amon-Ra, Brian Thomas, Malik Neighbors, and then he had
Keenan and Coker.
And Coker. So I think he would have threw Coker in for free, but I would have turned the screws on him if he really wanted Cooper that bad. And I would have asked for, now that the Kirk injury happened, I would have asked for Brian Thomas.
Yeah.
There's no way in hell he was giving me Brian Thomas for Cooper.
You don't think so?
Nah. I mean, I didn't ask, so I guess we could find out. I don't know if JoJo's going to watch this. We'll ask him, but I certainly would never give up Brian Thomas for Cooper.
Because I'm thinking if he right now he picks up Cooper, if Cooper gets going, looking at his lineup, because his lineup right now, I just said it, he's got Chase,
he's got a lot of really good,
Brian Thomas,
receivers.
Neighbors, and he's got Derrick Henry in the flex. He's got to put Cooper in somewhere if he's going to play him. He's probably going to play him over Brian Thomas. So
I mean, you would play Cooper over Brian Thomas? I wouldn't.
If Cooper gets going.
I mean, is he going to get going more than Brian Thomas though?
Well, I mean, we have
Thomas's ceiling has been great.
I mean, right now I'm playing Thomas until Cooper, deals with this wrist injury situation. But like, if he comes out this week and doesn't do anything, obviously, well, this week, no matter what, I'm playing Thomas. I'm not going to play Cooper. But if he comes back next week, I'm going to put Cooper in my lineup over Brian Thomas because he's got Josh throwing to him. And then if he excels, you don't think so?
I mean,
all right, I'm not going to go to Sean because I know what Sean's going to say. Are you playing?
I'm actually Cooper. I play Brian Thomas over Cooper.
I mean, Cooper has to be consistent, like at least 4 games in a row for me to even think about playing him over Brian Thomas, who's consistent like almost every game.
But it hasn't been. I mean, he's been better the last couple games, but I don't know if he's been. I don't know if I'd say Brian
since
Thomas
Kirk got injured.
I don't know if Brian Thomas is a slam dunk home run. I mean, that team is still kind of floundering offensively. So
I mean, Brian Thomas is
playing
well. I mean, Brian Thomas is number 7, which is great. He's had double-digit targets in 2, 4, 6 games, 6 out of games, so that's good. And then Cooper just changed teams.
And one good, one bad. I don't know. I just know that Josh likes Kincaid. Josh likes Shakir. I mean, Josh has more targets than T-Law does.
Yeah, you know what? If he probably wouldn't give him to him, but you know what? I would have tried.
Yeah, because the worst anybody can say is no.
I mean, maybe if you throw in like a extra like pick or a player or something to like fill a gap, maybe you can make those types of
no picks. It's a redraft.
Yeah, redraft.
Oh,
that's one of the biggest reasons these trades happen the way they did. I wouldn't make this trade in a.
Or I would even maybe try to just, instead of getting Coker back, I would have just said, you know what, just give me Brian Thomas for Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like I said, that's not a trade I would ever make, so I didn't even try. But I guess it's up to whatever JoJo thinks.
Or you could have thrown like Amari Cooper plus like a Jalen Coker level guy off of your bench and got.
I mean, if Coker pops off, the rest of the year, it looks like a win for you because Keenan Allen.
That's what I'm banking on.
So
that's what I'm banking on.
But
so I think more than anything, you're going for the home run ability of Coker.
Pretty much, yeah. Because I'm, like I said, I'm 3-5. It's not like I'm like in 3rd place. I would have never given up Puka if I was, high up in the league or anything. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to get pieces that could possibly
Yeah, you're right.
And I made a trade similar to this in this scenario recently where I felt like I took a hit on the trade because I felt like it was a necessary move in order to make my team what it needed to be. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, for sure. And honestly, I just don't trust Cooper yet. I really
Okay.
don't.
Okay.
All right, let's move on. That's good.
all right. Next one we got is just a player for player swap here. We've got
My boy Sam.
10 team. This is a PPR league, and this is a tight end premium league. So I'm not 100. I saw a note that said TEP3. So I don't know.
This is I commissioned this league. This is our high roller league, and it's TEP2.
So it's just one extra point per reception for tight ends, or three total points per catch for tight ends.
Sorry, it's 3 total, right? Because you got your 2 for tight ends, and then the 1
for the regular. Okay, so it is like a double, basically like a double TEP league almost.
Yeah, I love tight ends. Yes, absolutely.
So I mean, and that being the case, if that is like you said, that's the case, 3 points, then I'm definitely leaning towards the Cole Kmet side. This is a dynasty league. Cole Kmet's younger. I think Pollard has a shorter shelf life. I think this is a slam dunk almost for me to take the Kmet side.
Yeah, I did O'Shawn. I don't need to say anything else.
Yeah, and knowing that it's that high of a score for tight end and it's a dynasty, yeah, Cole Kmet then. Yeah.
The only thing that I told Sam is that I probably, because Pollard is so hot and is doing so well, and I also, and I don't know if he said this, let me look right now, but there's also an RB bonus.
Oh.
And I told him that he probably could have gotten a little bit more for Pollard.
What's the RB bonus?
Kmet plus something. I'm going to check it right now. Hold on one sec.
Yeah, because it depends on where the RBs are valued in that league, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, like it's not even with the tight ends, but Kmet is still kind of like is not consistent either. So it's like it's not like he's the best tight end. So I mean, I have 0.5 for rushing first downs, and of course the 40 plus rushing touchdowns, 2 and 3 points, but the 0.5 for the first downs.
And that's it. No attempts, no rushing at 10 points, nothing
like that. Nothing like that. But Pollard's been scoring higher than Kmet in our league. You know what I mean? So it's like I think he could have gotten a little more. It's a great trade. I would like it, but I would have asked for just a little bit more because it's a dynasty, you know?
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking the other way.
A third, you know?
I would have said if you want to give up Kmet, I'm going to want Pollard plus. That's how I would have probably approached it.
Yeah,
I mean, Matt was doing better this year, maybe.
Yeah, this feels like floor trade for ceiling trade, basically. Floor of Pollard to ceiling of Kmet, you know.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, and just the Kmet growing with a young superstar, potentially rookie quarterback, moving forward. Pollard is on a team that really doesn't seem to have like a solid direction right now. I think I just would lean more towards the Kmet side, and I would value him more as a future asset, more so than just what's going on this year. So for me, I would, I'd be the hard guy for him to trade with. I'd be like, dude, I'm sorry. I see the too much value in Kmet moving forward in this league in order to make that move.
No, that's a good point. And also the guy he traded with is a huge Cowboy fan. So I know that he has a soft spot.
He was a Pollard fan back in the day. Okay.
Exactly. He's a soft spot for Pollard in any way.
Nice.
All
right.
So who's Tanner, Sarah?
Tanner is is Tanner in the chat? He's also in this league. He's the one that drafted for you in that
in the auction.
Yeah, Life's a Beach 420. Yeah, in that auction. That's Tanner.
All right. Oh, Tanner.
He's also in this league with us in the high roller.
Am I dominating that auction league too? I'm pretty sure that's
you are.
The one
I think you're killing it. You're killing everybody.
Right on that.
Yeah. No, for sure. Tanner's agreeing though. He should have gotten more.
So this is a trade between one of our other panelists today. I mean, look at this. This is great. We got Zoobs on board here, and this is a trade between Zoobs and myself.
Why did you even want Dorch?
So this is Dorch and Fields to Zoobs, and I got Richardson back in return. And this was a little bit of context for you guys. This is literally our third quarterbacks, and both of us are stuck with third quarterbacks that are not. So we were basically like, hey, man, you want to swap like backup quarterbacks and see what happens? So I gave him a little bit extra because, Fields still slates behind Richardson, in my opinion. So I threw him an extra.
Is this redraft?
That's what we
this
did.
is
This
No,
is
it's
Dynasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Fields. I like Fields a lot, but I don't know. I would have definitely gotten someone better than Dortch to throw in with that for sure. I mean, it doesn't have to be like top or anything, but Dortch is
that much
just,
less than Richardson that you think you would want more than a Dortch to fill a gap.
Dortch is nothing. Dortch is going to get dropped. You know what I mean? Like at least someone who can, at least someone who's going to play. And
Dortch is getting his shares. I mean, he could be the
nobody's starting Dortch. Nobody's starting Dortch.
Well, to be fair, Sarah, I'm already rebuilding in this league. Like I'm second lowest scoring across the league.
Yeah.
And it looks like I'm contending right now because I think I'm at like 4-4, and I'm like in 5th place or something like that.
You're rebuilding. That makes me say that I would have wanted to get a pick.
Yeah, well, I probably should have.
Fields in a third or something.
Yeah, I probably should have gone with that. I don't think Sean had any picks.
I was going to say, I don't think I had any picks. I think it was all the way to 2026.
This any young guys?
This league was one of those leagues where everybody was selling off picks during the draft, and you look around at everybody's teams, and you're just going, "Ooh, it is slim pickings for picks next year." Like I think I'm actually D-Pain is in this, I want to say, and I think D-Pain has got everybody's first rounds except for like mine and one other person's.
It's funny because this is the league that I did the 2 dynasty leagues that we expanded on, and one of them I had the last Lakers where I drafted all those old players that had like the stud team everybody thought was going to be like in the championships and all that, and that team is like almost last place. And then in this league, I drafted a bunch of young players and like Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown, and then a bunch of young players. And this league, I'm actually competitive. In my playoffs, in the other league, I'm like crap. I'm in like
I would say if that wasn't Dortch, that I would be a little bit more in favor, but I would have to take the average side on this one just because Dortch is just kind of a waiver.
So Zoobs, you need to call me and I will send you to the school of putting Sean's feet to the fire because you needed to squeeze his feet really, really hard.
Same thing he told me.
you could have easily got somebody a lot better than Dortch off if you're trading away. I mean, I think Fields is going to be fine if he gets to another team, or if he just stays in Pittsburgh. I think is anyways.
Yeah, I think in a year or two he's going to take over there in Pittsburgh. So
I think Russ is only on a 1-year deal, so I think next year it's Fields' team.
Yeah, so Fields is fine. It just, but that to me it's just looking like Fields for Richardson straight up, and it's I mean, I'd have to look at Sean's roster, but I know he had to have some better pieces than Dortch. So I know,
that's what I'm saying, right? You got to be a little bit better than Dortch.
My roster is like that situation. This might have actually been in the last Laker league. Now that I'm thinking about it, I can't even remember exactly which one of the two now, back and forth between them. But that roster, I remember not having pieces I was willing to give up that were going to be useful for him as a rebuild. Because I went through the roster trying to figure out like, hey, who's going to be a good young player that he can move forward with. And it came down to either Dortch or Whittington. We're like literally the only two that I had that were even close to like.
Did you have any picks?
We move forward with.
You have picks?
That's what I asked. No.
I only had 2026 picks, so I didn't even have like the opportunity to throw him a pick that wasn't like within 2 years. You know.
You didn't have a 2026 first?
I did, but I wasn't going to send him a 2026 first right now. Not for a team that like is potentially going to fall apart, especially in the last.
I see all the gears in Scott's head turning like, you could have.
26 seconds, too.
You know why? That's because Scott sat there and like tortured me to get a deal out of me for Javonte Williams.
You could have easily got Fields in the
26. Did we pull up the Jonathan Brooks? Is that in our discussions? Oh god!
Here we go. How this gets turned into Sean real fast.
Oh man, it's probably the next trade too, knowing my luck. Let's find out, shall we? It's the next trade.
All right, so I'm rebuilding. Sean's still contending, and
I wouldn't say contending. I'm trying to get into contention.
Okay, so yeah,
my team's so old, I have no choice.
No, I had a trade with Gary in this league too, but yeah, this was Sean and I. We talked about this trade for a while.
This is an Elstwing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is the same.
okay.
This is the same
Yeah,
one.
this is the one I'm in with you guys.
Yeah,
we had
it
a
is going
day.
back
We had a
to
day. We had a day where everyone was just like me, Zoobs, Gary, Sean. Everyone was just trading. So it was trade day. So yeah, this one, like I said, I'm going to rebuild. I'm looking at Javonte Williams, Brian Robinson. These guys are, good backs, especially Robinson. They're not going to. I'm looking at a 2-year rebuild. These guys are not going to help me in the future. So I needed to move on from these guys, and I figured Williams is worth a second, and I was hoping to get a late first, early second for Robinson also. But Robinson's been so good. He's going to be in that offense for probably a couple more years at a pretty good elite level. So
You notice him trying to hype up the side that he traded away.
I needed rebuild pieces. So the second was fine. It's going to be a late second. And then I needed a young piece, and Sean didn't have any draft picks. So I was able to squeeze Brooks out of him.
Very, very frustratingly so, by the way, guys, because I did everything I could do to keep Brooks on my roster, and Scott was refusing to get a trade done without Brooks included.
This is why I don't trade with Scott.
Right. And I mean, I put it in KTC, to verify where I was at on it. I didn't like it from the gate, even though I figured what it was going to come back at. And it came back as me losing that deal, but it wasn't.
Yeah, but if you look at it, though, I mean, you got two good pieces for a stretch run, and Brian Robinson's going to be good for a couple more years. So, I mean, It's not like you got, these guys are going to be in your lineup, and you have two, and backs have been hurt. So you got two good backs for the stretch. They're not going to help me.
Yeah. And I have Christian McCaffrey and Nico Collins coming back off of injury next week. So if I can get through this week, which these two pieces should be very, very helpful to try to take a win this week. If I can get that win this week and then have those two guys coming back, these guys move to my flex roles, like I could make a run to move to the end of the season. I'm only 2 games out of the playoffs. So if I can sneak this team in the playoffs and they can stay healthy, this is a team that's competitive. Yep. So I had no choice but to make some sort of a move because I'm too old to like give up the season at this point. My team is like ancient. I've got like Kelsey, I've got McCaffrey, I've got Cup. Anybody over 30, he's pretty much on my team with the exception of Diggs, thank God. But that's like, it's the no choice situation. Like I'm going to have to blow this team up next season. I'm already aware of that. So 2026 picks on this team are going to be worth gold because they're going to be so bad next year.
Well, I agree. I agree with El Presidente on this one. I think it's a very even trade. Like he said, Chuba's been really good. Even when Brooks comes in, they're probably going to get a lot of sharing, at least for a while. I love Brooks in a second for a rebuild because, you've got your pick. You've got your young guy who's probably going to be a starter soon enough. But I also love Sean's side because, Javonte and Brian are doing fine and still relatively young. So I really like.
They're both 25.
Really like both of these.
Yeah,
I like both of these.
I still feel like I lost a little bit, but I do appreciate you guys trying to make me feel a little better.
Maybe a little, Sean, but I would have made that trade too if I was in your position.
Well, I appreciate that because you're the one I'm chasing.
All right, let's move on.
All right, next one is this is the other trade you made in the same league, right?
Oh, yeah.
Same league.
Yeah. So me and Gary were going back and forth for like 2 weeks about like he wanted Kittle and Higgins, and he kept giving me this not very good pick, players. And I said, look, I'm not trading with you unless I get young, early draft capital, or I want young players in return. So, I was fine moving on from, getting younger at the tight end position, even though it's not tight end premium. At least I got young at the tight end, and with Cousins and Penix coming later, I think Pitts should be fine. And then I really like getting JSN for Higgins. Higgins is hurt again now. This guy's just been a problem. And JSN by next year will be, Lockett should be gone. Right. JSN should be, the 1B to Metcalf's 1A.
Yep.
I think he might even take the 1A to Metcalf's 1B by the end of next season, to be honest, because I think he's the more talented receiver. And I think DK is the type of receiver that's going to slow down and he'll become a bit more of that like contested catch ball, deep threat kind of guy. And Jason will be that Tyler Lockett across the middle, constant, just target scenario. So I like Jason a lot, especially moving forward into next season.
Yeah, I said it in the league too. I like Scott's side on this one big time, especially because it's a dynasty and both Pitts and JSN are young, and Pitts is finally doing well. I mean, don't get me wrong, Kittle's great and everything, but I'm taking that side all day.
If Higgins gets traded this season to a good team, because we got the same situation happening here. Higgins out for 2 weeks now before the trade deadline. If they lose this game, it could be fire sale moment. Do you think if Higgins gets traded to a contender at the end of the season, does that change your opinion?
Possibly, but I need to see Higgins actually be on a team where they appreciate him and use him to his full advantage. To his full ceiling.
That would fit that criteria.
A lot of good players just end up doing nothing because of the team they end up on or whatever.
Is there a team that you could pinpoint that you think would be the perfect scenario for him?
For Higgins?
Yeah.
Not off the top of my head. What do you guys think? Maybe I don't know what that.
I mean, I think your team.
You think the Chargers?
I think you pair him with Ladd and you put those guys moving forward together. They complement each other well with their skill sets. He gives Justin that deep threat. I think that's a perfect spot for him.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he could take over what they thought QJ was going to do for him.
Exactly.
That's true. But yeah, I don't know if it changes my opinion just because it's a dynasty and Kittle may or may not play next year. But yeah, it would make it a lot closer for me for sure. And also El Super Bisto is right behind me in this league, so I'm hoping it doesn't make him that much better.
It doesn't matter because I'm coming up and taking both you guys out.
All right, let's move on.
You got anything to throw in?
You got anything, Zoobs?
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, it makes sense for both teams, especially with Super at 6-2. He's right behind Sarah, so he was trying to make a push for this year. So Kittle's tight end 1 this year. And before the injury, Higgins was looking pretty good. I mean, so hopefully he comes back this year, and yeah, Gary's got a chance to make that push. But if I was going to grade it, Scott, I do think you get a little bit of the edge considering it's dynasty. You do go younger. Right. I think Pitts and JSN are really good.
Hey, Scott, there's a Sam in the chat here wants to know a little start and sit. He's a little late to the start sit party. He's asking Cole Clement, Dobbins is one of them, and then JSN or Coleman is another one.
Okay, so Komet, looking at the matchup tool that you can find on the ballsvillegame.com in the tools section, I'll go to Chicago. They're at Carolina, lines even, 20.5 point implied total. The tight end is a 13 matchup tool this week, so that's Komet. Dobbins for the Chargers, the number 21 matchup. We will go to JSN, which is in a juicy spot with Metcalf out, the number 16 matchup.
Mm-hmm.
And then Coleman for Buffalo is at the number 24. So
now,
to me,
keep in mind, Scott, this is the league that Sarah mentioned with the tight end premium scoring and the running back first down scoring.
Okay.
Yes. And I imagine they're going to run a lot in with the Chargers.
I still like a difference between, because I really think JSN's going to get just targeted like crazy, and that's going to be a high scoring game. It's 1.5 point spread, 48.5 over under, and the Seattle's implied total is 23.5. So that's
JSN over Coleman then.
Yeah, so that's over 3 touchdowns. So I like JSN, and I'm almost thinking I like probably close between Dobbins and Komet. You know what? I'm going to give it to Komet because of the TEP.
Ooh.
It is a 13 matchup, so it's almost in the top 12. And Chicago is a 3 touchdown implied total. I can see Komet.
Oh my guy, Scott! I was going to say Komet all day.
Zoom, do you feel the same?
Yeah.
Because of the bonus.
Yep.
Yeah, only because of the bonus, honestly, because that's a tough one.
Yeah, because you're shooting for the moon with that bonus.
Yeah.
But with Komet, I mean, if he gets three catches, that's 9 points. Right. So your floor is high. So I would play him for sure. Especially if I'm assuming flexing him, considering that you have all those different positions in your questions. So
yeah.
Yep. So I would go. Yeah. So Sam, we all agree it's going to be Komet and JSN.
Yep.
So,
All
Scott,
right.
before we move forward with 8 people in the chat, and we've still got about 3 more trades left, should we do one more pack?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's make it quick.
All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Now, just so you guys know, I did do a little squeeze test on these packs, and I picked the 2 thickest ones. So I'm hoping that we got ourselves some love in here. And I got an update on our CJ Stroud card. Our CJ Stroud card, if this was a gold, I don't know if you guys can see, this is a bluish version. This bluish version right now is not going for a lot yet. So this is a hang on to for later because eventually maybe some money card. But right now you're looking like $20. So that's unfortunate. But if this was gold, it was like over $1,000.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, but still $20.
But once you you hold on to it, once it gets in the Hall of Fame, it'll be good.
Exactly. Yeah. It might be that right now too, because he just had one of the worst games of his career. And current pricing that my boy's getting off of the stuff online right now. So
here it is.
Oh, I got a Discord message. Before I pop these open, I just want to make sure this is not D-Pain asking if he can hop in. Oh, he's not going to make it in. D-Pain was going to try to get in here, guys. That's why I wanted to check and make sure.
Yeah, so Brandon, who's this? Does anyone know this Brandon Dalfor, Hell's Finest?
Yeah, Hell's Finest. Where did I see that? He's I saw him in one of the mini leagues.
Brandon so Brandon is a friend of Trevor's. He's one of he's in my Dirty Dozen league, and he's a really cool guy. So what's up, Brandon? How you doing, buddy?
So he said that card goes between
10 to 15.
10 and 15. So that's your
Yeah, and the buy it now price was 20, so that's where I got that from. So that makes sense. Yeah. All right. So here's our first card. Cam Akers in a Minnesota uniform.
Oh no!
Hey.
You suck.
I know, right? You get the Cam Akers. Look at that in a Vikings uniform.
Oh no!
This is not his current Vikings. This is his last year Vikings uniform.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's funny.
And then back to the Vikings.
Oh God!
Oh, I love it.
Wah wah.
Yeah, definitely one.
Ooh. Here's a nice Brees Hall.
Hey,
ooh, that's nice.
hey.
Oh, I like that. That's a good one.
Yeah, good card there. Oh, hey Scott, you're gonna love this card.
Oh no.
Christian Watson.
Jonathan Mingo.
Oh.
Boy. Look at that. You know, maybe I could talk to DP. Maybe he'll give you this card, Scott, so that you can keep it and put it in a nice. Oh.
This is probably not even worth more than the postage stamp.
Oh, I love it. All right, here's our next card is another rookie, Nolan Smith. Congratulations, Nolan Smith. You are on the podcast. Probably the only time you'll see a field. Oh, did I say that right?
Oh, hey yo.
I'm just kidding. You probably kicked my ass, so you're the football player ever.
So Brandon said he's in the triathlon with us too. So he's in the triathlon league.
Oh yeah. Brandon's been jumping in on Ballsville.
He got one of the when we rolled for a spot.
Oh, we did the draw. Okay.
When we did the drawing for the spot.
Oh, hey, look at this. Future Hall of Fame kicker Brandon Aubrey rookie card. Look at that.
That's a good card.
Hey now, that's not a bad card.
No, that's a good card.
Yeah, it's a good card, dude.
Doesn't he have he doesn't have the field goal kicking record, does he?
I think he does.
Brandon Aubrey, the distance record, he might.
I think he does. I think he just broke it this year.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's a good card.
Yeah. Look at this old classic Jim McMahon, ladies and gentlemen.
That's a true classic.
Right there,
He's a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Right? I love Jim, man. Jim with the classics, dude, with the glasses. Woo, look at this Jonathan Taylor card in the blue uni.
Nice. You got Brees and JT.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's a good deck right there.
That was a nice RB deck. And let's not forget Cam Akers. You
know, you got to balance it out.
Yeah, you got to definitely.
The bad.
That Brandon Aubrey card will be good as long as he ain't onto that record.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, even if he doesn't, if he can stay consistent for another 10 years, the guy's going to make the Hall of Fame with that record.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. All right. We got 3 more trades.
Yes, sir. We got right now we're looking at a trade in the high 8 league. This is a redraft league that we do. So we got Scott Flaw 86 is making a trade with Zubies Ramondre Stevenson and Drake May going to Scott, and Zoobs gets Zeke Elliott and Jordan Love.
Zoob's coming to defend himself.
I don't
think he needs to defend.
No, he said people were dogging on the trade. No. He said people were dogging on the trade. I think he's trying to defend the other person.
Well, I got roasted for this trade on my side. People were roasting me. Yeah, and I'm going.
Oh, maybe because of Elliott.
And that's fine. My running back room, I have Kyron, I have Gibbs, and I have I have somebody else. I have three
like a starter. Yeah,
right. I have 3 top tier starters.
You're solid. Yeah. So
Ramondre's my RB4, who I'm not even playing week to week.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to upgrade because I've got Lamar. And I'm trying to upgrade to who I think is going to actually go into the playoffs scoring a lot of points. I think Jordan Love and the Packers are going to be still scoring points up into the playoffs. So, for me, I thought I made a good trade here. Scott even came in and said it was a good trade. So yeah,
I like it.
It is. I like
if Jordan Love's not hurt, if he's not dealing with these injuries, I mean, it's a slam dunk. So people are probably like, I know what their people are doing. They're looking at Elliott and they're like, oh my God, it's May for Love, and May's not doing. He's doing okay.
No,
and
Love
you basically got Stevenson. Gave away Stevenson for nothing. And to me, even if you take Elliott out and just make it Stevenson and May for Love, then it's
an upgrade to me.
Then it's an even deal.
Yeah.
So
I would say just take Elliott out, add 25 fab, or something like that, and call it good.
But to me, it's I like Love.
Love's
the better player, and Love's the better player in the deal. I mean, the guy's gonna when he's healthy, he's elite. So,
and this is redraft, right?
This is a redraft.
Yeah. So May in a redraft isn't even worth that much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and so I think. I'm in second place in this league, and so I'm trying to score, kind of solidify up my QB room, because my other QB was Will Levis, and so I'm like, Drake May and Will Levis aren't going to get me there. Jordan Love might get me there.
Yep. That's what it was with mine. Yep.
You made the right move. You made the right.
That's a good move. I like it.
Don't let nobody talk mess to you. I like to play.
Yeah.
Show them the dollars at the end of the year.
Oh, I think that is our final trade, guys.
Oh, that was the final one, eh?
I think so. Yeah, let me double check that.
Tyrone Tracy, he was my third running back.
Nice. Oh, you got Tracy and Kyron. They're good.
You're fine.
Yeah, I got Kyron, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Tyrone Tracy. I'm like,
you're fine.
You don't need 4 running backs.
Yeah.
So guys,
I helped his running backs. That's great.
Since Brandon brought it up, he's talking about the triathlon league, and he's afraid he might be one of the teams cut next week. And I like that he brought that up, because it gives me an opportunity to apologize to you guys, because I thought we were going to cut teams last week, and I included in the Guillotine Pod the triathlon leagues, and we had poor JoJo crying on the pod about how he was going to get knocked out. And JoJo, you are not dead, my friend. We have one more week.
Oh, you have one more chance, buddy.
So don't fret. Stay alive, my friend. Get in there and win some leagues, and win some games this week, and you might have a shot at it, brother. You're not out yet.
This triathlon league it's a it's a template for this year. So I mean, we're gonna play around with it a little bit, and then next year, whatever rules we have in place, everyone will have the bylaws. It'll all be legit. So like I said, we're just trying to get the kinks out to make sure it's the most fair league and competitive and as possible. And Sean and I have been talking off air along with Alex about setting up the playoff system. So it's like a March Madness style, 1 game elimination, and with the guillotine, collecting players, and it's just going to be so fun. And
I'm so excited for this league, you guys. I'm excited. I want Ballsville to start doing like these regularly. I want to have like 10 triathlon.
Oh, we're going to have a lot of triathlon leagues this year. So
hopefully it's something this is really fun.
It's our baby, and then you never know. Maybe down the road, for the right price, we can,
trademark
sell that off to somebody and let them incorporate it on their website, and we'll collect a nice little royalty. So,
and all of these like little kinks that we're dealing with right now are exactly what we did this for. to be able to, like, when we do launch it like full scale next year, like we're going to have all of these little small things that we maybe didn't foresee 100% coming until we actually ran into them, and we can, do our workarounds and have it set up so that this won't happen next season. And everybody will be 100% in the know of what exactly is coming. So
but
yeah,
I'll tell you one thing.
Just
not to cut you off, Sean, but just for you gamers,
no, go ahead.
I know a lot of us are in a lot of leagues. I'm going to speak for myself. When I scroll through my phone all the time to look at leagues, I go like the triathlon leagues, like the first league I go to all the time just to check it out, and then the guillotine leagues. I just go to them like they're always the first.
It's the top of my list too. It's like right at the top
of mine too.
Yeah, because they're so exciting. So it's like there's so many twists and turns. And the thing with the triathlon league, that's going to separate it then, like with Dynasty and Redraft. I mean, obviously Dynasty, Redraft, there's some thinking involved, and where best ball really there isn't. But the triathlon, it's so stressful because there's so many things to think about, so many twists and turns. You have to look for the future as far as your fab, just like roster, adding rosters, spots, just so much stuff going on that it just engaged the whole time. So the person that wins the league, you are a true champion. It really takes a lot to get to the end of
strategy.
And that's just for you managers. Now imagine us over here trying to raise this child, We got to feed it. We got to feed sleepers, we got to potty.
Speaking of which, did you guys patent it yet?
We are in the process.
Oh,
Make sure it happens because Sleeper will steal it from you.
Yeah, no, we're in the process. We have a few things.
All right, we have intellectual property proof of it by our website, so they could go ahead and make an effort all they want. I got good lawyers. Scott's wife works for good lawyers. We can make this work.
All right.
We'll make it work. My wife works for patent attorney, so
fabulous.
I'll be down that road.
So anybody out there who's thinking about trying to steal our baby, think twice.
So all right, well then that wraps up for Friday.
No, we got to talk about Ballsville.
Oh, forgot. Thanks for letting me know.
Oh, come on now, Sunday morning.
That's why Sean's my co-host.
That's right.
All right, Sean,
we got to talk about Ballsville.
That's right.
Happening on Sunday, baby. So you guys know, I know that a lot of you have heard this, but I'm going to give you the spiel one more time because we always want to make sure that we reference why we're doing this. And we've done this Ballsathon last Sunday. We're moving it and extending it, I should say, not moving it, extending it onto this Sunday. We're going to do a little mini version of the Ballsathon this Sunday from 10 to 1 Pacific time, 1 to 4 East Coast time for you guys that aren't on the best coast. And we're going to do basically the same thing we did last time, a nice party line, having a good time, talking about plays as they're happening, watching Red Zone on our TVs while we're sitting here chatting. The good thing is that this Sunday we've got a lot more people that are free to be available, like our good friends that are sitting here with us right now. Zoobs and Sarah are going to be able to make it this weekend, along with Scott will be jumping in as well. I'll be there for you guys for the long haul, and we're going to do the same thing we did last time. We're having some technological difficulties getting our website updated with our new items, and honestly we're getting a lot of them, so we got to make sure we get them all in there correctly for you guys. So that will be added here very, very soon. We're going to get all that updated, and on Sunday we'll break everything down for you guys on what we got available. And again, this is all based on donations going towards hurricane relief for our good friend Jimbo Bimbos, who is in the process right now of rebuilding his home, literally every day going down to the store, buying what he needs to build his house by hand himself. Thankfully he's a handy guy and he's been able to do a lot, and he's got a lot of good people that have come out there to help him make it through. And we're just trying to do our part since we can't be boots on the ground. And this is the best we've got right now. So we're doing what we can with the donations. So far, we've gotten up over $1,000, everybody. That's amazing. That is so huge for what he needs to do right now. He's, that's trips to Home Depot for him right there, covering, tons of drywall and electrical supplies and everything else he needs. So, that is huge. We want to continue to do this. We're moving it into Sunday. We're going to continue to try to shoot for 5. That's what we've been wanting to get. We're going to continue to try to go for that. All these items that are going to be added on, there's some really, really nice cards, autographed, game worn jersey in pieces, everything like that. Some PSA graded cards, autograph certified cards. It's going to be some really, really good stuff there for you guys. So we're going to be doing this again on Sunday morning at 10 a.m. We'll be getting on at 9:30 ahead of time. So about a half hour prior to game start, going to do a little pregame, go over what we got available for you guys. and just gonna have some fun. So please join us again. I'll be doing any kind of jugging contest you guys want me to do. I'll wear any kind of outfit you want. You want the poop emoji on again? I'll throw it back on, no problem. And we're gonna do exactly what we did Sunday and raise as much as we possibly can. So I hope you guys can join us.
Awesome. Well, definitely tune in, folks. It's always a good time when Sean's on there, yucking it up. So that wraps up our Friday show. I know we're a little long-winded, but we had a lot of information to get in, and we got some good cards that we opened up, and obviously
we still have 3 more packs to open too, so maybe we can bust that out on Sunday potentially if you guys go for it.
Oh, that would be kind of cool
during the witching hour.
Yeah,
there you go.
All
that'll be fun. We'll be trying to do play-by-plays and opening cards at the same time. You trying to make me double duty. You want me to pat my head rub my stuff at the same time over here?
Zoob will do the play-by-play while we open.
There you go. Yeah, Zoob takes over our play-by-play. I love it.
All right, gamers, don't forget, get those injured players out of your lineups, and have a great weekend this weekend. Don't forget, go to the ballsvillegame.com if you have lineup decisions for the weekend. DFS stuff, all our stuff will be posted on there on Saturday. DFS was a little rough last week, with some injuries and stuff and players not performing, but we're still ahead of the game. I think we're 6-2 this year for DFS, so we're still doing very well.
I mean, you're still ahead of the game. That's winning the AFC East.
Yeah, we're still positive, but we want to be perfect here at Ballsville, and that's what we strive to do for you gamers. So for Zubikis, for Sarah, I'm 21, our producer, and for my wonderful co-host Sean S. Clem, Bills Mafia. Until Sunday, folks. Remember, Sunday, we are out.
That's a wrap.